Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a while. It seems like, I don't know, ages since this is now once a week, Saturdays, and I've been very busy. So therefore, I've been able to put up new videos and create new things. And there's one coming, which I haven't edited, but it is a very important one. And for the people who are suffering from OCD, HOCD, and whatnot, that's going to be something, an eye-opener for them, I hope. And so let's see who we have here. Wookie says, hello, my friend. The last 2 exams next week, and they are going to be difficult. Difficult, maybe, but don't forget the motto that I have on my... where do I have it? I have it on my Facebook, I believe, Facebook page. It's not important how difficult it is. It's important that it's possible. That's all you have to focus in life. Everything and many things in life is very difficult. But we got to focus on the fact that it's not important how difficult something is. What's important is the fact that it's possible. And that's what you should be focusing on. And I'm sure you'll do great, and because you want to do great, and you'll do your best. And that's Male21 UK, and thank you for that. Pooja says, hello, Meran. Hello, Pooja. And Wookie says, hope you're well and keeping safe. Thank you very much. And so, for you, same wish. It says, any words of motivation would be most obvious. I just gave you before you ask. There we go. One step ahead of you, my friend. Verge says, hi, my friend. Hope you are good. You help me you help me pour on past. Have a nice tea time. Pour on past. Have a nice tea time. Oh, you helped me a lot. That's what you helped me a lot in past. Have a nice day. Well, thank you very much. And Dawn is here. My goodness. She says, hello, my love. Hello, darling. Says, hope you are well. I haven't caught you live for a long time. Yes, I know. I've been dead for a while. No, you mean you haven't been able to participate in the live streams. I understand that. You know, many people have forgotten the fact that we do have live streamings. We used to have 2 a day. Now we have once a week. And somehow, regardless of how many times I say it, Saturdays, 1 p.m., Vancouver time, put a short video on and ask you to share it on your social medias and all that, people don't seem to remember me. I guess I'm so forgettable. I thought I was unforgettable. But looks like I'm mistaken one more time. But that's all right. I'm glad that you guys are here today, and we'll do what we can. There's only 13 of us here. I thought there would be 13,000 by now. We should have had a name for ourselves in the community of YouTube, but it looks like still, because of you lazy bums, you never promote this channel, we're still unknown. Nobody cares that we're live, and they don't know how much help they can get from this channel. It's not really for me. I'm sure you all realize that. It's for me in a way, but it's also for everyone. But we are invisible, guys. We're invisible. Now, having said that, let's go on to Verge. Beth Wolf says, hugs from Portugal, and thank you very much for that. Pooja says, female 32 India says, my ex contacted me after 8-9 years. Holy macaroni. He's married and has a daughter also. I was devastated at that time, but I'm over him. What does he contacted me means? It means he wants to have sex with you and just give him to fuck off. That's what you do. He's been probably sitting and thinking about some past times and say, oh, that was nice, maybe. And she was into me, so maybe I can call and maybe I'll have some fling on the side. So you know what to say. And Mariana says, hello, Meran. Hello, Mariana. Good to see you. Dawn says, feeling really fed up tonight. Should have been going to Prague tomorrow. For my son's 21st. But fights were canceled. Oh, flights. Oh, fights. My goodness, I said, what's going on? Feisty today. Uh, flights were canceled because of the scamdemic. Yeah, flights have been canceled. I mean, you know, one of the favorite places for me in the world is Hawaii, and we haven't been able to go. No flights. And they want to inoculate people if they want to go anywhere. That's not good. I don't like it. I don't like to be pushed into things. I don't like to be manipulated. I don't like governments who want to manipulate people. I just don't like it. I don't know how true or how untrue this thing is. Obviously, there is something I hear here and there, close enough, friends, whatnot, that they get some serious illness and it's supposedly COVID and they die or they fight, or I've heard of it. So I know there's something. But that something, there's been many somethings in the past. Never we have been forced to be inoculated, as it sounds like they're planning in the world. There is something fishy, and I don't like it. That's all I can say about that. Now, oh, have you, Dawn? Oh, yeah, because you work at the airport, right? Is that how it was? Or I thought you were working in a clinic or in a hospital. But either way, because all these flights have been canceled, because airports' jobs are all in danger. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. And I don't want to turn this live talk to talking about the pandemic, but I just don't know. Never in the old times, Earth has been hit with such a thing. And now in 21st century, we're hit with such a thing, and they're planning on doing such a thing when we didn't have that kind of a plan when long ago there were other diseases and difficulties that hit the world, and there was no such plan. So I don't really know what's going on. And Sunny says, male 19, hello Mr. Dadbe. Can you, oh, very formal today, thank you. It says, can you please answer this question? How can I stop obsessing about women I'm seeing, dating, and want to respect myself and work on myself, but I always seem to put them first? What's wrong to put women first? That's what we men are here for, to put them first. But I understand what you mean. You're not just putting them first, you're actually forgetting about yourself. That's a problem. If you put women first, that's beautiful. It's a gentlemanly thing to do. But if you're actually willing to die for them just because of sex, well, that's very stupid, because you don't know who they are. You don't know how their consciousness is put together. You don't know how they roll. You don't know what their intentions are. Just because they're pretty and they turn you on doesn't mean they're good people. You got to understand that individually on case-to-case basis. Who is this person? What is the persona of this beautiful thing that turns me on, you ask? What am I going to sacrifice just to make her smile at me or please? Is that worth it? What does she have between her legs that's going to worth all my life and my efforts and energy and sacrifice my whole plans and dreams in life? Does it? These are the questions you got to ask yourself. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with treating a woman to the highest degree, to the best possible way, when you see she's qualified and she has things compatible with you, and she's also reciprocating and feeling the same way about you. That is the criteria. Otherwise, the first part is okay. Second part, the fact that you give everything all for a kiss or for a smile or for an attention or for whatever else, that's a problem, and you shouldn't be doing that. Simple. Understand that your life means something and you're here for a purpose, and that purpose is not included and is not the mandate. There's no mandate for you to sacrifice yourself for a woman just based on getting some sex or attention or what you're programmed to receive. That's not the way. And it's up to you to make that decision and that distinction. So take care of yourself. And Don says, yep, aviation industry, yeah. And Don says, I know exactly what's going on. Not going to say on here, though. Okay. I get you. And Pooja says, I'm not into him at all. It was my first relationship. That's why it hurts. It hurt that time. And he was a friend. I'm not at all physically attracted to him. In fact, he's ugly. Got even uglier now. Well, there you go. Then you're safe. So he's just trying to see if he can, create that attention from you to him to feel good about himself. Obviously, it's been years ago, and he's trying to make himself feel good. So, and you know that, obviously, and that's good. Abid Polok says, male 22, Bangladesh. Says, I had a 9 months relationship. Then I caught her cheating with one of my known one, but she lied to me again and again. She made me feel that it was my fault as I was busy. Now I'm facing low self-esteem, suicidal thoughts, OCD. Suicide for what, Abid? For a girl? You mean another human being, another biological entity? You think they have the power to make you feel low self-esteem? The steam is in you. Nobody has the knob to turn it down or up but you. It's not up to her. She's nothing in your life. You go on and find amazing other women out there who you will love, and they will love you. And the world has not been built on the back of this one woman. There's so many amazing qualified women out there. Go make something wonderful about yourself, even more wonderful than you are today, and present it to someone who's going to reciprocate and love you for who you are. And they're out there. Don't you tell me that you give up on yourself. If you give up on yourself, then what do you expect from the others? The most important person in your life is you, and the most important person in their life is them. If you don't give a damn about yourself, do you think they will? You should show them what you can build in this life. Go on, make something out of yourself. Do not have such a low self-esteem of yourself. Nobody works more than you do. You build your empire, you build your life, you build your little home, you build whatever it is that you can build, and be happy with that, because happiness is in you and is in your hands, not going to be given to you by somebody else, because they are too busy trying to figure out how they can be happy themselves. So, don't talk to me about suicide and all these things. You're far more important than those sort of thoughts, and nobody is as important as you giving your life for their attention, or because they don't give you attention. Your life is within your heart, and the universe has given you this life for a purpose. You have a purpose, and that purpose is not to be between somebody's legs, and if she doesn't want it, then you go kill yourself. No, you have a higher purpose than that. You are here among 300 million sperms that was ejected when your mom and dad were making love. And of all those possibilities, you are the one. You are the winner. So to begin with, you were born winner. You were the chosen one of all those. So don't tell me that you have self-esteem. You have already won the biggest race of all, which is to be created, to be born. And you got that trophy. And now you're settling for something that is not important at all, and you're giving up the big win that you've already had compared to what this woman doesn't pay attention to. What big deal? You're in here. You're in the game. You're alive. You're in this life. You've got a purpose. You've got a place in here. You're important to this life, to every one of us. So go on, make something out of yourself, and don't talk nonsense. Come back later on. Tell me what you've made out of yourself, what you've accomplished, and I want to see your success. And I know you can do that. And you will find the girl that you want later on at some point in your time. No hurry for that. And we have, and don't believe the nonsense that she says, your fault, what fault? Tell her to just get lost. That's it. All right. Lazar Fitness says, topic for me, literally. Ah! Okay. And Ad says, Abid says, I can't stop thinking about it. Yes, you can. You just don't want to. I'm living in the past. Yeah, you are, and you shouldn't, because the past doesn't exist. Past is dead. So the life that you're talking to me, I'm living in the past, you're not living. Past is dead. So you're living in the death of the past. That's no life. You've got other important things to do. Stop that. I tell you, you know what, when you want to get rid of certain kind of a desire, what you do, as soon as you do that, you'll see you don't care about her anymore. So it's all lust. She's got nothing to offer you. You're the one who's going to make this life work for you. You! Go make it. Don't fold on me here. Go on. Show me what kind of man you are. Build something up for yourself. And say, here it is, Mehran. I got these accomplishments in my life. I had a purpose, and I found it. I am serving life. I'm serving myself. I am making a difference in this world because I know that's what I'm here. Not to just be in between some girl's legs. There are many of those available. You'll find out. You're just 22 years. So, go on, do what I ask you to do. You'll be fine. And the Heart with Eyes says, my ex broke up with me, so went traveling, and now in New Zealand. Oh, what a wonderful place. I always wanted to visit New Zealand. My son and I, when he was a small boy, we always talked about a couple of places we wanted to go, Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand, I don't know why, but we thought it would be a nice place to visit. We haven't, either one. So something to look up for. Well, thanks to the goddamn pandemics, I mean, we can't go anywhere these days, can we? And says, I hope she regrets that decision. My ex broke up with me, so I went traveling, and now in New Zealand. Well, listen, you're in a great place in the world. They've got good government, good system, good people. And they're really handling the COVID thing pretty good, so you're in a good place. Find a nice girl there and stay there. Sunny says, thank you. Also, I seem to have a really low self-respect, and I kind of hate myself for that deep inside. But I still do things out of control that attack my self-respect, which then makes me regret it. Well, then now this time, before you do something, think about it. The time to make the right decision is before you actually, commit yourself to that act. The time to make the right decision is before you do whatever it is you're about to do. So think about it. Think about the consequences. Think about how you're going to feel afterwards, and think about all these things. In other words, as I always say, guys, think deep and judge well, and then proceed. But without that, then you can't expect to have good results afterwards either. All right. So what do we have here? I guess it's time for tea, huh? Yummy. Green tea. In fact, it's coming from Bangladesh. No? Is it? It's coming from, I believe it's coming from, I don't know where it's coming from, but I think I read it on the box that it's coming from Bangladesh or Sri Lanka. Not sure. Anyway, it tastes great. Mariana says, after watching a lot of your videos lately, I have an interesting question. What's your favorite tea, Mehran? Well, actually, I used to drink Assam with Earl Grey. I mean, Assam with some those buds of cardamom. And but then for years and years, black tea. But then I stopped drinking tea, black tea. I stopped having herbal tea. And mostly I drank for a long time chamomile. And I got tired of the taste and I missed the taste of the tea. So recently I've started green tea again and I enjoy it. Still a little bit of a buzz in there, which I don't really like. I like to be really sober and alert. But it has a taste that I sometimes feels homey. When I'm doing my stuff, I like to have a cup of tea. You know, in school, I always had a cup of tea beside me. Whether I drank it or not, I did. And that has a story. I tell you the story. The story is that when I was a young boy, like in school, I loved horses, horseback riding. So eventually I got to train with the best of the best. And Colonel was our instructor. And we had like, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 horses and riders at the same time in the class. And if you had done good, performed well and took care of the horse and did a good job at training, and it was very strict training. I'm talking about Colonel being a graduate of the military school of riding in Saumur, France. So no shit here. We're talking about Olympic training style, serious stuff, discipline all through. So if you have done good and you finish the training, he would order the people who were running the stables, mostly were military personnel, to bring tea. And he would order that tea, of course, for everyone, but by name, he would say, bring tea for Mr. Mehran. And that, to me, was an indication that I did good. So tea started having a psychological effect on me that would make me feel I've done something good, I'm in control, things are good, everything is calm, and I've done good. So it brings me happiness. So from then on, tea had to be around me wherever I went. Whether I drank it or not, it always gave me a good feeling. So here it is, tea, and often you'll find it full by the time I'm finished talking. That was the story of the day. Alexander Lorenzo says, hi again, Mehran. And hello, Alexander. Alexander says, male 27, New York City. Yes, I remember you. It's been a long time, isn't it? And he says, I'm smart enough to know a woman or relationship should never define my life. I should become a man and make something out of myself. But how do I crush the false hope? One of two. Says, it's been 6 weeks since she left, but it still exists inside me. Of course. What do you expect? You're not a robot. You have emotions. And despite the fact that these days they keep telling men should not have emotion and all that. Nonsense. We all have emotions. Are you kidding me? And it's normal to feel that way. It's a woman. Woman is the most important thing in our lives. Woman is very important. Have you seen the videos that I've made about why women are important? Well, in a nutshell, you're born from a woman. You're fed by a woman. You've been protected by a woman. You've been washed and clothed by a woman. You've been taught and schooled by women. And of course, the highest level of pleasure is when you are with a woman. So what makes you think that you're not supposed to feel sad when a woman that you've had intimate relationship leaves you? It's normal to feel like shit. It's okay to feel like shit. Why? Because it's a feeling. Nothing has happened to you. It's a feeling. That's why feeling is there. To feel the pain but not really get the pain. Just feel it. It's a feeling. Nothing happens to you. Don't think because you feel sad you are bad. It's not like that. There's nothing bad about you. You're normal that you feel sad. And that's the way it is with us men who love women. We love them They're with us and they leave us. That's what they are, and that's what we are. But we stand our ground and we go on with another woman, just like they go on with another guy. So be it. Their loss. That's how you think, and that's how we roll. And he says, maybe she'll call me. Who cares? Even if she calls, you're supposed to say, why are you calling me? Don't say, oh, yes, yes, yes. No. Cool it. She's a human being. It is your desire that has made her to be so important. On herself, on her own, she's not that important. What has she accomplished in this life? What has she done? Feeding the elderly, helping the needy, raising orphans, changing the world to better. What has she accomplished other than the fact that you have a desire, you have a program in your genes as a heterosexual male to have a propensity, gravitation to desire woman for procreation, whatever it is that our program is all about. It's you who makes her that important. On her own, what has she done? Biological entity, happens to be a female, and we are attracted to female. So that's the end of it. So what is it so special about her? That desire that you have that have made her so special in your eyes and desiring her, it exists in you, and you can unleash it to another. And bring that and make that your princess and your queen. And worship her if you want to, until she turns her way and her head around and goes away. Then you turn your head away and around to another. There is no shortage of beautiful women on this earth. And if they don't want to be with you, then you shouldn't care where they go. As I said always, if this wheel doesn't turn for me, I don't care if it turns at all. That means I don't care how beautiful she is. If she is not beautiful for me, if her attention of that beautiful one is not for me, I don't care whose attention she's paying that to. I don't care how beautiful she is. So if she's beautiful and pays me attention, great. But if she's as beautiful as it can be but doesn't pay the attention to me, I don't care if she's beautiful or not. I don't even care. That's how you should think. And then you will be fine in your life. How to remove that hope, he says. She's not coming back. How to remove that hope? You don't have to remove that hope. You're the one who gives the hope. There is no such thing here. She's not doing you a favor. You're the one. Is the cause of her importance. Understand that. Take that away from her. She's no longer important. Turn your head away. She's no longer important. You're the one who makes the important. Give that importance to somebody else, then it'll be over. Preserve your power. You make people important. Don't make her important. Take it with you and go somewhere else. And see who qualifies, give it to her. That's how you roll. And Abid says, Mehran, sir, how to give up smoking? Just give up. Focus on the fact that you're set to breathe oxygen. Oxygen goes into your lungs and exchanges with the CO2. And the blood takes that oxygen to all the capillaries, and they give it to all the cells, and the cells grow and make you strong and so on. But if you don't put the smoke in there, the smoke goes with your blood to all these cells and they die. They little by little get intoxicated. They little by little they get oxidated and they die. And guess what? We are a collective of cells. If they die, part of us die. So why would you do that? You want to get good accomplishments in life? You want to get good, healthy lifestyle? You want to be successful in sports? You want to be making money? You want to attract girls and pretty girls? You're going to stay healthy. For that, you need to get rid of that death stick. And you got to focus on fresh air, clean water, good stuff, exercise, take good care of yourselves. When the time comes, you will know why you did all that for. And Leslie says, how do you know person is right for you? You don't. You will get to understand their consciousness through time. and the compatibility and the bonding that happens between the two consciousness and the way you guys compromise, try to learn and understand each other. In time, you will decide that. You cannot tell right from the beginning, because if that's the case, well, in my case, any girl that, looks attractive to me should be the right girl then. But it's not, because there's two parts to a human being. One is the way we look, one is the way we are. The way we look is the way we look. We had nothing to do with it. So if she's pretty, she's pretty. But her persona is what you make a relationship with, not her looks. Her looks turns you on, but her persona builds a lifetime relationship. That's what you're trying to build is constructed on. The persona, the consciousness. So the way she looks is great, aesthetic, physical attraction, but the way she is in her consciousness, persona, her center, how she behaves and treats you, all that is what you build a relationship on. That's where the compatibility should take place. Otherwise, everyone likes a pretty girl, but that doesn't tell anything about her. It's like saying, oh, this book is such a nice picture on top of it, and it's such a beautiful binding, and it looks really good. But what do you know what's written in it? You could open it up, it's just nonsense. I don't know. Means nothing. There was this doctor that invited the prime minister to see the crazy house, a place where people who were having serious problems. In the old times, they used to call it crazy house, but today, of course, the word has changed properly. So he gives a tour to this prime minister of a very important country, and while he's looking at different rooms with different patients in it, you see somebody is doing this, somebody's doing that, and eventually he visits one room, and the person says, "Sir, please ask him to leave, to free me. I'm here for nothing. I've written a book about the movement of the horses. I mean, look, it's a big book this thick. I've written a book. I mean, what are these people doing with me? Why am I here?" Prime Minister looks at the book and says, "Wow, what a beautiful book. And it's thick, this big, so many pages." Looks at the doctor and says, why are you doing this? Why this man is, he says, "Sir," but he says, "No, free him. This is not right." And the guy says, "I appreciate, sir, I appreciate. Here's my book for you as a gift. Thank you." The Prime Minister says, "Okay." And he leaves. The day is over, and he goes to his home and he sits with his tea or whatever it is he drinks, and pipe or whatever it is, and puts his feet up and takes the book, says, "Let me read the book of this scholar who was mistakenly put in that situation." Opens the book, says, "Walks of the horse." Says, "Wow, that's very interesting. I'm interested in horses." Page 1. Tach, 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 tach. Tach, 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 tach. All page. Tach, 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 tach. Next page. Tach, 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 tach. All book, 1,000 pages, was tach, 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 tach. So you can't tell the book by its cover. It could look nice, but it's all nonsense inside. So the same thing. It could look pretty, but that is not how you tell if she's the right girl for you or not. Pretty is an invitation. Looks are invitation to people. A few good gestures and proper words is a good introduction to each other. But through time and interaction in real life, even sitting having tea or coffee, talking about different things, seeing the reaction of this person against the reaction of how things are happening in the real world, when you're outing and dating or interacting, then you will get to know that person's persona, inside, consciousness. That is what explains you far better than the looks. And then you will see if that person is right or wrong, through time, through experience, through interaction. That's the only way. And David says, "Hello, Mehran." David M. 25 Albuquerque. Hello, David. Good to see you here. Nova says, how to fix HOCD. Well, go to my channel, which you are right now. There's a playlist called Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts. You will have a number of videos, and 30 of them are numbered. 23 of them are numbered now. The other 7 or 8 will be numbered. And there are a couple recent ones that I just put out. And there's one about to come, which is going to blow your mind, because that is when you really understand what a nonsense this thing is. And it will help you tremendously if you really follow what I'm trying to show you in that video. Stand by for that. And Dawn says, I need to go out now, love. Glad I caught you. Take care. Love you lots, and love you too, Dawn. And thank you for being here and checking us out. And hope you have a wonderful evening where you are, which I know it's UK. Take it easy. I'll talk to you soon, hopefully. Next time, I guess, Saturday, 1 p.m. And Rita Rose Hubblesworth says, you are crushing it today, Sensei. Rita, good to see you, dear. Good to see you here. And Rita, remind me, where are you located? And the age, of course. There was a Rita, I believe, that I knew in one of the clubs that I used to teach. I don't believe you're that Rita, are you? But if you let me which country you are, then I will know. If it's not Canada, then okay, I'm wrong. Pooja says, if all the guys are after something, physical, emotional, financial, etc., whatever their needs are, how to choose a partner? Or is it better to not have any? Well, listen, Pooja, let's be fair. Yeah, guys are after something with girls. Naturally, why would they be there then? They're there for sex, ultimately. But they also are there to love and to be loved. So what are you there for? What are you offering? Yes, they want something. What do you want? And this, your want and their want must fit. And if it does, that's the right person. If it doesn't, he wants something you don't want to give. You want something he doesn't want to give. He wants something, you don't have it. You want something, he doesn't have it. Well, it's not going to work out. So to find that out, you go out with them a few times and you check each other out. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and then you'll figure it out. Otherwise, there's no formula that way. Abid says, when she blamed me, I took it because I am a vulnerable in medical college. I'm a volunteer in medical college. I like to help others. Because of that, I couldn't give her more than 30 minutes in a day for 3 months. Well, if she doesn't understand that, too bad. The only thing she could blame me for is time. Well, hey, listen, you are a serious man. You help people. You have purpose. And you're not going to be sitting around and holding her hand. And then when she says, hey, can we go out for dinner? So, I'm sorry, dear. I haven't been working. I don't have money. I've been sitting here holding your hand. And she says, well, for that reason, I don't want to be with you anymore because you have no money. You can't take care of me. Well, so what is it? Chicken or the egg? Do you want me to have stuff? I got to work. You want more than the time that I'm available to give you, then I can't work and I can't have the stuff. What is it? So if she doesn't have that understanding, she doesn't worth your time. She doesn't worth that 30 minutes either. And she doesn't worth to be with you. You got to find someone who can understand, reasonable, wants to make a life, not there for her own pleasure. Oh, me, pay attention to me. And I don't care what you do, just me. And then, while you're paying attention to me, I may also want attention somewhere else. And I may leave you to provide more things for me. That's the kind of woman that you want to be away from. I don't care how pretty they are. You know what to do, and you can get rid of that urge. And then see if you still want them. If that's... well, okay, I've said enough. Milos... and what? Yeah, okay, I did mention what's the solution for that problem. Abid says the only thing, yeah, okay. And then Abid says, and I feel guilty because when I found her cheating, I scolded her badly. I became crazy knowing that. Well, listen, you're focusing on how you badly scolded her, or you feel badly about she cheated, but you're not focused on the fact that she cheated. What about her cheating? I'm not saying you should ever mistreat a woman physically or emotionally. That is definitely a no-no. But what I'm saying is that you're forgetting about the fact that she cheated. That moment you should have told her, go, I don't want to be with you, I don't want to see you anymore. You didn't do that. And instead she turned it around and made you feel guilty about the time. That's her excuse. You didn't have enough time, so I went and slept with someone else. That's her excuse. Well, listen, if I was there, where's my stick? This is what you deserve right now. If I was there, I would have you to put your motorcycle helmet on, and I would crack your motorcycle helmet with this, because you're not being fair to yourself. You're just being, thirsty for love, and that's not the way to build a relationship. Be logical and expect a lot more than what you expect from a woman. Women are not what they used to be 500 years ago. They're intelligent, smart, educated, capable to build life, to create things, and be productive. So for that reason, you expect more from them. Not just, okay, you're pretty, okay, you're perfect. No, it's not true. What are you bringing to the table? What are you offering me? I'm going to offer you this, and that. So you expect more, and then you will get something of quality. You don't, that's what you're going to get. And thinking that it's all your fault. It's never been your fault from what you told me. So get your act together, get off your ass, and go build a life and meet another girl when the time is right. This one is not worth it. And let's see. Mr. Bibi says, Summer 30, Finland. Oh, hello, Finland. What a beautiful place. One of the best countries in the world, I hear. Says, hi, sir. How are you doing? I want to ask you about breakup situation. I am break up with my ex from 2 weeks. Why good memories come in the morning and at night I feel good? What is the solution for this problem? It's not a problem. You're a human being. Your brain records. We're a recording machine 24/7. We record things. And a breakup obviously has changed the order of your life. There were certain things that you were doing together or individually. But all those things, whether together or individually from morning to night, had created a certain routine. That routine has created a certain order of your lives. And in your case, order of your life. And the mind is unlike the body that finds security in physical environment, like you close your apartment or home and you have a cup of tea and everything is secure in a good neighborhood and your limbs and everything is where they are. That's how they find security. But the mind finds its security not in physicality, physical location. It finds its security in the routine of life, in the order of life. And that order was created by two people, you and her. And now she's no longer there. The order is broken. You are a little bit confused. Things are not the same. The things I used to do every day with her, without her, alone and together is not there. So your mind says, where I would relax and find security like I used to? Where is that routine? Where is that order? And in order to find that order, which doesn't exist anymore, it goes into the memory and thinks about how things were, because there in the memory, everything is as it used to be. So the mind keeps going in there to find that routine, that security, that's relaxation, that order. That's why it keeps going there. So what you got to do? You got to create new mechanical process, things to do, new things that you do, and not depending on if she's around to do it or to do it together. You do things you like to do. New friends, new things. I don't know, gym, coffee, study, whatever it is that you do, you create new mechanical process, new things to do. From those new things to do, you create a new routine, new order. And the mind is now busy with that, is involved in that, taking care of that, arranging that, and it finds its security and its relaxation and its confidence in that new routine, in that new order, and has no need to go into the memory, which in the memory, while trying to find the order, you see all the things that used to be happening. And then from there, you remember things. And then from there, if you watch the video I have, desire and how to stop it and how it's created, the elements that creates the desire for her is in your memory. While you're trying to find your routine and feel safe in your, mentally, you also stumble across the prerequisites for desire to be born, which is already recorded there, and we can talk about it some other time. And then you desire her again, and you think you really want her. No, those conditions for desire to be created for her is not created again in reality. It's created in your memory, and you are refreshed through the memory of it, and you think it's refreshed through actuality of it. Then you desire her, while there is no reason to desire her, because all those steps that you stumbled across in the memory are not in reality and actuality have been met. So there is no real desire. Then you can understand why you want to go, and you constantly have the propensity to go to the memory and look for these things. That's what it does. And you won't get these stuff in any other channel. Just remember that. If you guys don't promote this channel, I'll just get my ugly stick and come around and travel around the world. Oh, sorry. There's no flights these days, so you guys are all safe. All right, promote the goddamn channel, guys. We need people. What is this? 23 people. Got to be 23,000 for the quality that we have here, for free, that is. So as much as possible every Saturday 1 p.m. promote the videos on your social media, promote the channel. Go on my site, take a look at the content of the books, get the ebooks. They're 1/10 of the price of the real book, and you help yourself to understand about your psyche, why you feel the way you do, why you react and act the way you do, whether after breakup, during the relationship, without a relationship, in life. Understand your psyche better and help yourself with the quality of life, with dealing with OCD, HOCD, and all that shit and nonsense that occupies your mind and makes a fool out of you, thinking that all these thoughts have meanings or mean anything, which they're all meaningless, irrelevant to you. All right. Having done that, let's go to Alexander Lorenzo says, any thoughts on personality disorder? I have episodes of anger, rage, negative thinking, and ruminating on the past. A few hours later, I am a different person. I'm embarrassed of my behavior. 2 of 2. I want to change because it is hurting my life and relationships with loved ones. Well, look, obviously you're not recognizing why you're raging and why you're getting angry. You have to understand, what is it that you're protecting when you get angry? You think you're protecting yourself, but you're not protecting yourself. You're protecting an image you have made out of yourself. The image that you want other people to see you. When that image is attacked by one reason or another, you get furious because you think that is who you are, the image. But during the day, we make and break images 100 times a day. You go to the store to buy milk, you have an image of a shopper. You're working at the store, you have an image of a clerk. You go to school, you have an image of student. You get on the bus, you have an image of passenger. You drive the bus, you have an image of a bus driver. You teach a course, you're an image of a teacher. You come to your parents, you have an image of a son or daughter. You're with your kids, you have an image of a father or mother. These images are constantly used and then released to go to another task which needs a different image. We negotiate and live life through image, not through ourselves. They're images that we are having relationship with. My image, what I think about myself in my own mind, and what I think about the other person in my mind about them, And also what they think of themselves in their own mind. These images are having interactions. You're having interaction with the world, but not in reality. Your image with the image of the people that you meet out there. The image that you have given them. You have made them important because of the way you think of them. In fact, they're just as weak or non-essential and not important as they can be. But yet, because you don't know anything of them, you think of them highly and you think of yourself lowly, and these images are interacting. These are the problems that nobody really pays attention to, and you think you're defending yourself. Nothing happens to you when you get angry about whatever has caused it. You're just defending something that is not even you. It's an image, but you think it's you. Somehow, something has got into us that we now think of our image that we have created of ourselves in our own mind more important than ourselves. We are focusing on protecting that image. No longer we know who we are. We're just a bunch of image based on what the TV said, what this girl wants, what that is looking for, what I can have a certain kind of echelon, all kind of bullshit. You need to find yourself and find out, hey, listen, none of these things really affect me. They affect my image, and the image means nothing. It doesn't exist. It's a poof. It's an illusion. So what am I getting angry for? But that needs thinking through and getting used to it. You can always go to my channel and make an appointment with me on Skype, and we can discuss it further on the other issues that you wanted to discuss. And Milos Jovanovic says, if girl left me and she wants to come to me after some time, what should I do if I feel something towards her? Well, take her back, no problems, and see how she behaves. But if she does that, whatever it is, and left you again, don't let her come back. You should have a policy in life. If you treat a girl nice, if you're good, honest with her, and taking good care of her, you're not abusing her in any way, shape, or form, and she leaves you, she can't come back. That's the end of it. Have respect for yourself. But if it's, I don't know how old you are. You haven't, remember guys, the protocol is gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. I got to know that. I got to know who I'm talking with, at least as little as possible. So Milos Jovanovic, let me know how old you are and where you're tuning in from. And so, right now, depending on your age, if you think she's coming back, and tell her, listen, why are you coming back? So you want to come back? You can't just play like a child and move away and come back, move away. This is not a toilet to come and go. You can use a different word if you want. A restaurant, maybe. and tell her you go this time, then you go for good. All right. Alexander Lorenzo, thank you so much for these broadcasts. I love them. You love them, God damn it, then promote it. What is 25 people? It's shameful for such quality of channel. I'm insulted. Oh, that was my image insulted. So I don't care. You can all go. I'll talk to myself, for heaven's sake. Rita says, female, 40, New York. I dated a guy for 1 month, she says. A friend, colleague of 3 years. After 3 weeks, he told me he was bi, even though I asked his preference early on and said that he lied for fear that I'd walk away. Oh, that's an honest guy. And Rita says, we broke up. I was disappointed that he lied. Oh, so it's over. Don't worry about it. And she says, I'm totally bummed, Maron. Why? There's so many guys out there. What's wrong with you? It is not the guy that you're bummed. It's the attention. You want attention. And he happened to be the guy who gave you attention. Now you're forgetting about everything else about it, that it wasn't really gonna be the kind of relationship that you wanted, but you are remembering the attention that he was giving you, and that's bumming you out. Well, you know what to do. You're a girl. Take care of yourself. Stay fit. I don't know, endow yourself with certain expertise, knowledge, whatnot, education of different kind, and I bet you will attract guys. Guys are out there attracted without you guys doing anything. We're attracted to you women. So all you have to do is just have a pleasant personality and a little bit of responsibility and a little bit of fitness and taking care of yourself and a little attention here and there to us, and then you got us. It's not so difficult. So don't tell me that you as a woman have a problem attracting guys. No, the guys are attracted without you try anything, let alone if you just try a little bit. So that's my 2 bits about that. Go get him, Tiger. Rita, don't be bummed out. There's so many guys out there after you don't even know it. Just open your eyes. And ASP, I believe this is something you can talk to your doctor. I don't need to discuss it here. I'm not a doctor, and you probably need to speak that with your physician. Yeah, well, what I read here, ASP, I hope you're not a troll by putting up these sort of things. But whether you are or not, I'll treat it as if you're not and respond to it. But this is something that you need to talk to a doctor, and the doctor has already said it's already fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So therefore, you should believe him or her, and that's the end of it. The rest of it is thoughts, negative thoughts, and OCD, and worries of having no basis. Thoughts could be very powerful by suggesting things, and if your mind is weak, you will believe the thoughts. But thoughts have no reality and actuality. Thoughts have no basis. They're just thoughts. That's all they are. They're not facts. They're nonsense. They're words. They're images. They're just thoughts. They have no existence. And when you believe something that doesn't exist, you will chase something that doesn't exist forever and look for solution for something that doesn't even exist. And that's the merry-go-round for life and drives you crazy. Don't believe it. Believe the doctor and go on with your life. And he's right. Those things are just very, very common. Yeah. You watch the videos I have about where thoughts come from, and you will learn that thoughts have no actuality. These are because you love to be who you are, and as you said, to perform as good as you can, so you worry about it a lot. With everything that we want so much, we have a fear of not having it. So that little incident that the doctor says is not a big deal at all, it's common, it happens, you just simply have to believe him and then move on with your life, and then you will see that you won't think about it anymore when you don't think about it anymore. And Shoaib Khan says, hey, Mehran, 23, male, India. Hello, Shoaib. It's been a while. Milos says, 28 years old, Serbian in Dubai. Ah, hello, Milos. Milos Jovanovic. Laser Fitness says 27, Dubai, UAE. Thank you for that. Serbian says, my girlfriend packed 10 times. 11th, she left for good. Well, that means 11 is a good number as far as you're concerned. That's how you should look like it. Because if you have some girlfriend that packs 10 times, that means she's constantly threatening. That means she's a bully. She constantly wants to control you, and for that she's going to scare you, threaten you, and that is no honest way of bringing relaxation to your life in any shape or form. So you're lucky that she actually did do at the 11 times, and she left because she obviously was going to do this every once in a while in order to control you, to threaten you, to bring fear into your heart, and to imbalance you, and to make you stop thinking about you, your life, and things you want to accomplish, and just be worried about what is she going to think. If this is what she would prefer, should I do this? Or am I going to be faced with her threatening to leave again? So that kind of a excitement and anxiety and paranoia that is breathing in you is unhealthy. It's unhealthy. You're the most important person in your life. You should protect yourself. When people like this in your relationship, I don't care how beautiful they are, ask them to leave. Who cares how beautiful they are when they're going to take your mind away, like a Dementor in Harry Potter movies, is going to suck your mind out, and you become a person with no brain. Yes, what do I do? Where do I go? What to do? I don't understand. Well, is that what you want to be? Because pretty much that's how you're going to be. You're going to be fearful what you're going to think. Oh, I'm late. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have, that's not life. Forget it. Forget it. And M.R. Pattison says, greetings from Poland. Love your videos. Well, I'm delighted that you do. And good to see you here. Don't forget, guys, this channel will die if you guys don't promote it. We have been around with the quality that we have, and you all attest to it. Thousands and thousands of people, and thousands and thousands and thousands of emails I have personally responded to. I have written so much, and I say that not to boast, but so you know the dedication has been here. All complimentary. Everyone who wrote me as a comment or a question, I responded. It's been 7 years. God damn it, we only have 20,000 subscribers. Why? Whatever reason it is, I need you guys to put some love to this channel. Promote it. Talk about it. Share the videos. That's how the other channels who don't offer shit, they actually got 1 million subscribers, right? So if we really want to reach more people, help more people, and deliver the message that we have to bring health and tranquility and balance to people who deserve a good life and balanced life with all the challenges that we all face every day, the bloody well, think this channel is yours and do something about it. Promote it. Help it out. I can't do it all by myself. I can do one part of it, which I have done. Over 1,700 videos and 20 some odd thousand questions have been answered on live streams. And I'm doing everything I can, which I don't think any other channel has done, for free. All those videos on OCD, HOCD, which is a big thing for all young or old heterosexuals in the world that are being hit with these sort of disorders and sufferings, which are all nonsense and irrelevant to them, but they get fooled and they think it is something, and they constantly go about it, worry about it. And we're doing all that, provided all those videos for people that is helping people around the world. And then we have got so many videos about relationships and breakups, how to not to be devastated, how to understand it, how to move on, and then about fears, desire, ego, thoughts, consciousness, order in life, material process, mechanical process, all the things that have to do with the movement of our psyche. We've got it all here. So we need to help people, and to help people, we need to reach more people. To reach more people, we need exposure. We don't have it. No matter how much money I've spent on advertising and all that, it's not working. People don't find us. I don't know what's wrong, so I need your help. Go to it. And I'll thank you for that. And Shoaib says, I just don't feel all right during this lockdown. Sometimes I feel so lost that I don't want to do anything at all. I get tensed and I just can't cope up with it. I feel whatever I would do, it won't help. Well, listen, stop that nonsense. This is exactly what whoever has put this shit up is looking for, to make us paralyzed, to make us unable to do things, to give up hope, and not to want to be the persons that we are. Accomplish the stuff that you want to accomplish in the most difficult times. That is what the name of the human being is. Don't talk to me about these sort of things and problems. You're not a victim. We're not a victim. We will never be victims. We have to persevere. We have to do what we want to do, what we need to do. We abide by the rules that is healthy and it needs to be taken care of so we can all take care of each other. But don't lose hope and don't give up on the stuff that you're talking about. You find things to do. You accomplish things that you got to accomplish. And you survive. And you build. And you help others. And then we will, together, persevere and get rid of this shit that is hitting us and making us seem as if we are unable to continue our lives the way we like to. We're all going through this, not you. And all of us are in it together. So, and together, we'll come out of it. Ajay says, thank you, Mehran. Says, not trolling, it's a real issue. Okay, all right. Yeah, Ajay, that's okay. I understand what you're saying, and I would be more than happy to talk to you on Skype. But it would be a little bit difficult to talk openly about these things. But I'm glad that you have discussed it with your doctor and you've gotten assurance from him or her. And these things that you're telling me, I'm not a doctor, so I really don't know exactly. But I know in different kinds, that incident happens to anybody. And these are capillaries, they burst and then they get healed. That's how it is. Even happens to, I don't know, a crocodile and a hippopotamus. You know, they all have. It happens to anything that is got that apparatus, and it's just a normal thing that can happen. It's not the end of the world. But the good thing is that your body heals, and you've already checked it with the doctor, and he said it's okay. So do your thing. And Caesar says, I just wanted to say thank you, sir. You're quite welcome. It says, I got OCD and a breakup in 2 months in a row. That's all right. That's life. Who cares? You can handle it. You're bigger than OCD and you're bigger than a breakup. Because if it was no you, there would be no OCD and there would be no breakup. So it is you who give possibility to these things. So you're the most important things because you got the power. You cannot follow the OCD and you cannot worry about the breakup because you have the power. You're in control. You can do that. You can make things become of importance, of the matter, and show themselves, and you can make things disappear and become of no matter because you pay no attention to them. That's how you roll. That's how powerful you are. Hawkeye says, my girlfriend said that she doesn't love me anymore. Okay. Same as before. Well, say, well, you know what? I don't either. And I left her alone, no texting. I heard from her friends that I have the fault that I haven't texted her since then. Should I text? No. If a girl is actually playing such a game, it means she has no confidence in herself and she'll be playing this with you all her life. You'll be like a yo-yo, up and down, and trying to be conditioned to just wave your tail according to what her signals are. I don't feel good, you come here. I don't feel good. That's nonsense. If she doesn't understand that communication is needed in a relationship, not complain and playing a victim and then leaving and playing these kind of games of forcefulness and all that, then you better let her go. She's the one who left. So, why should you call her? She left, she wants to come back, she calls. I don't understand. Most girls know that we like intimacy. And they hold that as a power to, I don't know, to satisfy themselves that, oh, I've got it. But that's bullshit. That's not for relationship. That's for people who lack self-confidence. They constantly want to check the guy. No. I want to see how far you bend backward for me. So they pretend certain shit. Don't fall for it. You're an honest person. You treat them well. An honest relationship. Building something together. You're not there to be a toy and to please their ego. If they have a problem, they got to fix it themselves. Then come into a relationship. You come to a relationship sick, the relationship will be sick. You come to a relationship healthy, then the relationship will have a chance. Will have a chance. Pooja says, so many people offer so much to their partners, yet they get cheated on, like people on this channel and others in life I have seen offering so much to their cheating partners. Can a girl change a cheating partner by her offerings? Only a person can change him or herself. You cannot change people. That change happens from inside. Doesn't matter how much offerings you give. If that person doesn't understand the value of being a certain way in order to be with that certain person and to feel proud of himself or herself and to bring a certain quality of interaction and integrity into that relationship, then it doesn't matter what you offer. What you offer is something for that person to enjoy and give pleasure. But it's not going to be something that is able to change that person, because that change happens only from within that person. If he or she really wants to make that change. Not that, oh, I'm going to make the change because I got some, I don't know, some nice gesture or some smile or some kindness or some, I don't know, pleasure or whatever. Some nice food. Or that's not... Otherwise, you always have to motivate someone to do the right thing. You don't want to be in a relationship that you got to motivate and ask and pump someone to be in a good mood, to be happy, to do the right thing, to be responsible. The hell with that. You're not there to buy a relationship. You're there to be in a relationship, and that needs two people. It takes two to tango, and they both want to dance to that same tune and synchronize their steps. Otherwise, it's going to be a mishmash. Oh, she went that way, so I now got to change my steps into this tune and go that way. But it doesn't work. This is a tango. That's not a waltz. That's not a comparsita. That is not disco dancing. That it's going to be confusing. You got to synchronize, dance to the same tune, and for that, you need to talk it over. What are the policies? What do we expect from this relationship? What are we willing to offer? What are we expecting to receive? Discuss these things and then go on. And if it's not serious, then you can break it off, go with somebody else. There's no shortage of other people who wants to have a good relationship. There's so many people looking for some good people. So don't worry about that. Don't sell yourselves short, but don't oversell yourselves either. Just be balanced. And then Nilagani says, Mehran, I have moved on and I'm talking to some new girls. Good for you. If thoughts about my ex pop up, how do I negate them? Nothing. You just say, let them be there. Okay, pop up. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Yeah, good memory or shitty memory. That's it. Recognize them, but go on with your business. You know, it's like you're on a bicycle on a ride. You see all kind of shit across the street, but you don't stop. You say, oh yeah, I see that. That's a turd. Oh, I see that. That's ice cream. Oh, I see that. That's a person. Oh, I see that. That's an asshole. You just keep going. That's all. You're not recognized. Yeah, the memory comes, you recognize, but talk to the other girl. Because they're the reality. That's a memory. That's gone. That's past. Past doesn't exist. So what's the use of being bothered by what? It's a memory. Okay, I saw it. It's a poster on the wall. Okay, I saw it. But this one is not a poster. It's real. This one I'm talking with. That's the one you should pay attention to. They worth a lot more than the memory. The memory, okay, just pass by. Keep pedaling. Go forward. And... The Heart with Eyes says, when my ex broke up with me, she said, you will hate me in a year for treating you like this. I'm shocked she thinks that. and yet made no effort to change it or even befriend, just disappeared. Well, some people are thinking that they're philosophers. They do shitty things, they say shitty things, and they say, oh, it's smart. I'm so deep. Garbage. You're breaking a relationship. That's how much you value this relationship, and that's the end of it. I don't need to hear your psychological babble or profound expression of teaching a lesson while you're, leaving the relationship. Just don't pay attention. Whatever she said doesn't worth anything. You just go on with your life. Shoaib says, thanks, you're welcome. Pooja says, I have seen girls having babies for their cheating partners, yet those people seek other women. Because, as I said, that change comes from within them, not from the offerings. Ajay says, doctor said, it's fine, no need to worry. There you go. That's what you should believe. That's a doctor, for heaven's sake. It's not like you're, restaurant cook. It's a specialist. And what he said, that's what he said. Ajay says, thank you, Mehran, for your kind words. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. He says, I need to be back again, stronger than before. You will, and you are. A human being is like a horse. We fall, we get up. We heal, and we run. That's what we do. We are men. This is how we roll. We fall, but we are not afraid of it. We get up because we know we can fall again, but that's all right. We get up and we run. That's how we roll. Pooja says, how do I trust relationships? You don't. When I see so many people doing so much to preserve the relationship, yet the relationships are not ideal from what I see, as I wouldn't stay in such relationship, because people are trying to buy the relationship. They're trying too hard. If the other person is not putting out as much as you put out and the efforts that you put into the relationship, it's not going to work. So if you guys are not harmonized, don't understand each other in philosophy, in matters of life, in way to see and view life and its unreasonableness or reasonableness, it's not going to work no matter how much you try. You pretend, oh, I'm good with you and all that. No, none of that. You got to be honest. And you got to expect certain things that it's important to you. And if the other person doesn't have it, then it's not going to be fixed by just hanging around. Break it up. Go on and find somebody who can understand you and you understand them and you're compatible and synchronized in the way to approach life. And Pooja says, should I change? No. Inglidani says, Indilugani says, you are a gift to us, Mehran. I want to go back to Asia to teach sacred that I will be away from my family and in a new environment which will be uncertain. Well, you can teach where you are. You don't have to go too far. Why do people have to go somewhere that is just not their own place? Is it ego? Is it recognition? Oh, I've got so-and-so is gone there. So hardship. Why do you have to go through hardship in order to be recognized as a good person? You can do good things wherever you are. And also be comfortable and take care of yourself too. Who are you trying to please? Your God? Who's watching you that you want to put up that show? There are needy people everywhere. You can be in your own country and do good right there. Why should you go to some other place and the other people from other places come to your place? What's the biggie? Why don't we do it right where we are? Think about it. Hawkeye says, thank you. You opened my eyes. Good. Shoaib Khan says, Mehran, you are doing a wonderful job here, and that too for free. Sad part is people are usually stubborn and are like they know everything, so they don't want any advice. I have felt this around myself. Yeah, but it gets to the point that people understand, especially in this day and age, there are lots of things out there that they don't know. And it's worth exploring. Every day we can learn something. Amazing things. Just by inwardly searching, exploring it. The first thing to do is to learn about ourselves and our psyche, because that son of a bitch is going to ruin us or soar us to the moon. If we can understand how this works and how it malfunctions, how it can fuck us up and how it can actually serve us, if we understand that we are the master and our apparatus, our tools, our faculties, our tools, they're not our bosses. We are not supposed to follow their understanding, their visions, and their connections. We are supposed to choose their assessments. Whether it's thought, eyes, hearing, senses, we choose, we decide, we judge, because there's a me before any of these. Thought is not you, you're not thoughts. Brain is not you, you're not the brain. Eyes are not you, you're not the eyes, what it sees. Hearing is not you, you're not what it hears. You're not what you see, you're not what you hear, you're not what you thought. The thoughts that pop in your head is not you. The things that you hear is not you. The things that you see is not you. These are all apparatus and faculties for you to choose, to use, to make right decisions in your life, to be able to judge well, not to follow the damn thing that works for you. You're the me, most important in all your faculties. Don't be fooled. And watch my videos on thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, which are all now encompassed into series of OCD and HOCD playlists. Now, once you guys watch that, because through that, you will learn a lot about your psyche and how it's fooling you and it's set out to fuck you up. And in turn, through knowledge, you will learn how to stand your ground, how to understand how this works, and never be bamboozled by the bullshit that pops up, because brain is a thought manufacturing plant, nothing else. It has no wisdom, it has no smart, it has no mandate. It makes 90,000 thoughts a day, all bullshit. You're supposed to be smart enough to figure out which one is useful, which one is useless, which mostly are useless. And you be the judge of that based on your core principles, your gatekeepers, your values, what's meaningless and what's meaningful to you. That's for you to judge, not thought. There's a video I'm about to finish editing and put out that will tell you a lot, for especially people who suffer from OCD and HOCD, that will open their eyes in something that they have never thought of. And that will be helpful as much as they could ever expect. That can open their eyes if they really pay attention to what I'm talking about in there. All right, Shoaib says, Mehran, okay, we read that one. Thank you for that. Mariana says, I found your channel recently and I've been recommending it, but I've also realized people prefer easy answers than to work on themselves. Yes, it's true, Mariana. It's absolutely true. That's why they have a propensity to go all these other channels who really don't say much. They just say, I'll get your ex back. Or they just say, there, you'll be fine. Stuff that, whatever it is. But the changes, the drastic changes, revolutionary changes, comes from within. You can't control the world, but you should be able to learn about your faculties to control what happens inwardly and to be aware of what is at work here and what's malfunctioning. That's the key. Not to be fooled by malfunctioning brain signals and to think that it's you. You're never you in thoughts, because thoughts are not you. You're not thoughts, and don't be fooled on that. Lazar Fitness says, you've just opened my eyes again. It's me that's the problem. I have no standards. I'm too focused on attraction and beauty. Not sure why. As part of me, know I'll suffer all my life with personality. My ex has, I still accepted it. Yeah, well, a problem with the attraction is that it's not your fault. We men are designed to react and pay attention to attractive women. But the problem through our life is a little bit bigger than that, has become bigger than that. And that is, we have mixed up beauty with smarts. We have mixed up beauty of a woman equal to smart and intelligence and success. So we see the beauty of woman as smarts, intelligence, and success. And we are all after success. A success that we want and success that everybody is after. So if I can get that success, or at least portray that I'm successful, which can be by having a beautiful woman beside me, the others will respect me. So we are actually looking for attention of the others, approval, affirmation of the others through being successful. And to that, success means for us having a pretty girl, because a pretty girl represents smarts, intelligence, and success, which is all fictional, not true. But we have believed it. Change your belief, change your direction, and change the quality of your life. Alexander Lorenzo sends us $4.99 super chat, and thank you for that. It helps the channel. Very good. Says, can self-love be learned? I love outward, but not inward. Well, the problem is that if there is no inward love, you cannot love outwardly correctly. If you're constantly loving outwardly, it's because you don't love yourself. You're trying to get yourself attached and bring about a certain love that you're not having inward. So you're giving it out in order to have some of it radiate back to you, to feel good about yourself. But you don't have to give love out. Give love inside first. And the love that you give out is going to be a lot better quality, far more felt and far more quality. So you're trying to replace the love that you what's the word? You don't have, you don't feel. You're trying to replace the love that you miss by giving love. That's fine. But first give to this, take care of yourself, love yourself. Not to be selfish, that's different, that's not love. Appreciate yourself, appreciate what you have, appreciate the fact that you can breathe, appreciate the fact that you have tea, appreciate the fact, everything, bring gratitude to your life. Be pleased with life, try to do your best in life, have integrity about things. And then you have value and confidence and respect for yourself. Then you will have love because you have respect for yourself and you conduct yourself properly. And that love is automatically created. It's not something you give to yourself. And then from there, any love, any attention you show somebody else, it's going to be of quality unmatched, at least to your level. And every time you want to sleep, right before you sleep, go in front of the mirror and shake your finger like this with a smile and say, you're a good man. You're a good person. I love you. You're doing good. Keep it up. With a smile. With a good, but don't say I am. Say you, like the mirror is telling you. That makes you feeling the key, the energy coming to you from outwardly. And that affects you better. And Lazar, thank you very much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. And always remember, guys, we have membership now, and many of the past live streams are now only for members, and we've got 500 of them that I will release them every once in a while. Just put it only for members. And the ones that we do for a while will be up for public, and then eventually they'll fade away into unlisted and they'll become members only later. And thank you for that, Lazar, and thank you for that, Alexander. The rest of Alexander's question is self-judgment and hatred. Have your next cup of tea on me? You're generous with time and wisdom. Thank you very much, Alexander. I'll have a sip right now. What a good tea. Thank you for love, guys. Thank you for attention. And remember, before you're able to give good quality of attention to the others and expecting and desiring the attention from the others, you simply got to do without the attention. That I don't want any attention. I just want to be focused on my life. And you focus on your life, build your life, and from the accomplishments that you receive in your life, from your efforts, you will gain that confidence and love and respect for yourself. And that invites the attention of the others, because you exude a certain feeling and certain energy based on your efforts and accomplishments that it just invites attention of the others without you asking for it. That's how you should roll. And focus on that. Laura says, I have joined the live just now, so I don't know if you talked about this, but I will ask away anyway. Well, if I've talked about it, well, I'll put it up here, the recording, and it'll be uploaded for you. You can watch it. If I haven't, I'll answer it. It says, what is the best way to control your mind? To control the thoughts in your head. Ah, ha, 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 ha. You come late and you ask the $1,000,000 question. I've answered that question in the videos in the channel. You've got a number of this. There is a video called What is Thought? What is Thinking? And you want to watch that. And in the playlist, Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts, I have talked about HOCD a lot, many different videos, because it's a very important thing that heterosexuals are being hit with the thoughts of homosexuality when they are not homosexual, but the brain goes through a signaling malfunctions, and then the rest of it, which I've explained in detail with all the scientists and doctors and psychologists, links there in order to give you that chance to endow yourself with more information and scientific look at it. But I have explained and used those studies in that, plus the explanations and the path that I take, which is not offered by the medical observations, because it's got to do with the understanding of the inner connection between thoughts and consciousness, fear, desire, ego, material process, mechanical process, order, and so on. And that has to do with the movement of mind, which is my field of interest for years. And it comes from the masters of 100 years ago or so. So for that, you have those videos already which elaborately have discussed it. But if not, next time when I'm more fresh and beginning of the live talk, I'll be more than happy to discuss it in detail for you. What is the best way to control your mind? First of all, you don't want to control your mind, because you redirect your mind. You don't control it. It's like saying, I want to control a laser gun. You don't control it. You just turn the nozzle to somewhere else. You redirect it. Controlling is going to create conflict. And there's no reason to control. Just use it. Use it for what you want to use it. It's a big discussion. It's not going to be a discussion for live talk, because it's elaborate, and it has to be, maybe one day we'll just dedicate the whole discussion on that. That would be fine. But in the meantime, I've got number of videos on that. Just go in and click, type in the search engine of my channel, thoughts, or the word thinking, or the word consciousness, or the word HOCD. You will have, I have said things on the numbered videos in that playlist, especially number 7, number 8, number 11. Start with number 11, go to number 7, go to number 8. You will find things about thought and consciousness that perhaps is superior to whatever I can say right here, because not enough time and not enough proper sequence of build-up. All right. Milos Jovanovic says, hi, I'm Serbian, 28 years old, live in Dubai. Thank you for that. And I watched some videos out of 1700 you posted. All of them are so educational and eye-opening. Can you please tell us your story in short line? Milos, I have my story already on a video in one of the videos. And if I want to start talking about it, I may bore you guys, because that is not what you guys are here. And I would prefer to speak about the questions that specific you have, while I love to tell you the stories, because that story, it's a long story, and it's lots of stories, different angles. Sports end of it, growing up end of it, education end of it, my father's end of it, my family, my son's end of it, all kinds of things that is important in my life can be part of that. My equestrian experience, my mentor and teacher, role model, colonel who was teaching the courses, and competitions I've gone, the experiences I've done, all these things. These are all amazing things that I would love to talk about, but I don't think you guys are here for that. At least not this time. Milos, and thank you very much for your kind attention. Milos, I have a part of your question in the videos about Mehran. I may just put in Mehran, M-E-H-R-A-N, or put in about Mehran or something like that, about me or something like that. You'll get to know some things. And the rest of it, you can have some writings that I have on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com, where you can look at the table of contents of the books that I've written, and also make an appointment on Skype if you want to talk, if you want to have a one-on-one Skype talk with you to discuss what's concerning you, one-on-one on Skype. And we have Laser says, maybe the fact that I am taking care of my looks that much, maybe that's why I am so concerned that my girlfriend has to look fit also. Problem now is that I am comparing other potential dates with my ex. Yeah, don't do that. Because your ex may look great and gorgeous on face, but hey, look, where did that get you? How did that work out? She was pretty. So if pretty is what the cornerstone of building a relationship is, well, that just showed it doesn't work, because she was pretty. Well, where are you now? That means the quality of this, what is between the skulls, is really what makes or breaks a relationship. And that's what you got to focus. Bring balance. Good looks, good fitness to meet your standards, and also good communication, good qualities here, compatibility and consciousness level. That's what you're looking for. Otherwise, it won't work. I don't care how pretty they are. We've got many pretty women in this world. You know that. Probably women that knocks the heck out of your ex-girlfriend. I mean, there are pretty women out there that all you can think is nothing but them. But that is not how a relationship can grow if that's all they've got to offer. Because they know it, and they have not spent any more time to grow and advance and endow themselves with anything other than beauty, which is all external. But your relationship is never with the external, only on the physical part it is, intimacy part. But the rest of it is built on the connection between the personas. And that personas have nothing to do with how you look like. So you need to focus on the quality of the person, the persona who's actually inside that beautiful face. And if there's not much a persona there and the beauty has taken over, you can't have a relationship with beauty. You can't have a relationship with pretty. Pretty is not a character. Pretty is not a person. Pretty is just how it looks and attracts us physically. But after that, where do you want to go? You can't be having sex 24/7. There are other things in life that you need to accomplish in order to have time for that even. So if there is no smarts, intelligence, or compatibility in that what you're satisfying yourself physically, well, then what are you spending your time on? It's not going to go anywhere. Nothing's going to be built. And the best of it would be this, a separation. Why? Because somebody who's beautiful is always going to ask for some things unreasonable and wants to control in order to use that power to get what she wants, because everybody's most important person in their life is themselves. So she's going to use that power, whatever power is. If they're smart, they're going to use the power of the smarts maybe to manipulate you. If they're pretty, they're going to use that. So you got to have some kind of a balanced combination, so it'll be a balanced human being, not some human being who's a narcissistic who wants to control you using whatever it is, that tool that she has. Looks, intelligence, money, whatever it is. Balance is the key. As Miyagi-san always said, balance, Daniel-san, balance. Go find balance. All right. Now, you're looking for... Emmanuel says, hey, Mehran, I'm late today, aren't you? I was visiting my daughter. Okay, that's good news. I'm delighted that you did that. Emmanuel says, male 28 Boston. That's been a long time since you've seen your daughter. I'm glad that that could be arranged. Katie says, female 33 Los Angeles. My ex-boyfriend, she says, was so charming and nice, but started to have anger issues later on. Narcissistic. Started with the charm and then moved into manipulation and then showing anger in order to have you capitulate to what his ways and ego directions are. I feel like I suffocated him and made him throw things. So I broke up with him and he married a new girlfriend and they seem so happy. The word seem is the key here. How do you know? If she couldn't be happy with you, if he couldn't bring about that environment of happiness and positive energy, he ain't did I say she? He ain't doing it with the other girl either. So what seems, you can't be fooled. You've been in it. You already know what's involved, what seems. So don't be fooled. It doesn't matter what it seems. And it doesn't matter even if it is. So what? He wasn't measuring up at the time that he was behaving with you and you got rid of him. That's good. Go on. Next. I don't care. I don't care. If you can't operate this machine, it's got glitches and it's not working, if somebody else comes in and it happens to work it for a while, or you just look at the time, at the moment that it's working, you say, oh, see, it was me who didn't know how to work that machine. No, that machine is sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, and you looked at it when it was working. That's all. So it seems like, so what? You're not in their lives. You don't know what's going on every day. Or maybe that girl is just some girl that is just vegetable and okay to be manipulated, and her personality is just totally overly submissive and doesn't care about herself as long as she just jumps up and down for him. You're not that person, so why are you worried about it? It's not you. He was weird and he got something that could tolerate that behavior. You couldn't and you shouldn't. So you shouldn't be thinking, oh, because somebody can, then that means something wrong with me. No, somebody can because somebody maybe just can't do any better, can't expect anything from herself, doesn't have your character. You got to be proud of yourself, what you did. And move on. Next. And Emmanuel says, it is fair to advise our girlfriend on who she can be friends with or not. Oh, are you asking, is it fair to advise our girlfriend on who she can be friends with or not? I have not liked the friends of my 2 previous girlfriends. Well, you don't like their friends. That explains who they are. You get to know people from themselves and the company they keep. So if the friends that they have they're not proper, then that means that girl is probably have propensity to not to be the kind of girl that you think she is. So move on. Simple. You come up with a conclusion after a while and you move on. If you guys can't come up to an agreement, then you move on. Laura says, one more question. Oh, did you have any? I wasn't counting. I was just reading this stuff. And remember, guys, protocol every time you put a question in, because I don't remember who it was. So I want to make sure your age is, correct as far as not being a minor. And I want to know if you are a woman or a man, what your gender is, so I can appropriately discuss that according to what considerations I should make. And at the same time, what country you come from is important for me to know a little bit cultural background, at least, possibly with that little 3 notations. It puts me in a little better position to address this here and there. And Lazar just upgraded his membership, and thank you for that, Lazar. Very kind of you. We really could use the support and attention, and I'm grateful for your attention for this. And Lazar upgraded his membership to Sirius. That's serious, guys. All right. Now we have Katie says one more question. It says, is it possible that anxiety comes only from the chemical imbalance in brain? No. No, many people are not chemically imbalanced and they have anxiety. Everybody has an anxiety. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't have an anxiety. Anxiety is fear-based. And fear-based anxiety is in everybody who is perfectionist. As soon as you're perfectionist, you have certain morals and manners and then certain interests and love for life. Then with that, what comes? Fear of not being perfect. Fear of not having the life the way you love it. And even goes as far as actually you end up developing HOCD. If you're a heterosexual, you may end up having homosexual thoughts because you're so perfectionist heterosexual that you're always constantly check to make sure that you are the top dog, the alpha male that you always are, have been, want to be, and think of yourself and expect from yourself. And that all brings so much unnecessary attention to something that is not there. And then you create that anxiety and those HOCD and all that shit and the rest of it. All right. So if you have anxieties, it doesn't necessarily mean you have chemical imbalance. You check with your doctor, you make sure that if that is really concerning you. But it is anxiety, it is about things that you don't want to happen and you think it might happen because you really don't want it to happen. So all your projectors are shining on that topic. Your attention is there. When your attention is there, you're more worried about it. And when you're worried about it, it creates anxiety. So just don't give a shit. Relax. Say, I won't die if I don't have this or don't have that. And these are just thoughts. That's why I want you guys to watch the videos that I've numbered in the intrusive, transient, OCD, HOCD, negative thoughts, although they're about OCD and HOCD specifically, but in them you will learn about your psyche. You will learn about malfunctions, functioning of the thought, of the brain, the relationship between thoughts and consciousness, the relationship between you and thought, and everything else that you want to know more about your psyche and help you to understand the movement of your mind. And watch video number 1, video number 11, video number 7, video number 8, and another video I'm coming up when I get around to it. It blew my own socks off. Especially for people who are dealing with HOCD. So, hang on for that. Lazar says, Lazar upgraded his membership 2 or 3 times so far. And he says now he's in the serious, and he says by tonight I'll become super fan. Well, we look forward to. I don't know if I even have that criteria or not. All right, let's see who we have here. Katie says, did he change? Did I make him like this? I should be the girl in the wedding picture, and I am so jealous. How do I stop? No, you shouldn't be jealous. You should be counting your star. An idiot who actually wants a bozo for wife rather than someone who can think, and then runs out and marries somebody else after you leave, and you still think that you missed something, then I question who's the idiot here. No insult intended, of course, but just want to bring your attention to something. No. What do you mean I did this? Why do you want to take responsibilities for something that you're not responsible for? The guy wasn't behaving properly and you did the right thing. You move on. And until you find the right one, you will keep thinking this was the right one. No, it wasn't. But because you had it and now you don't have it, you think what you don't have was worth it. But when you had it, you actually were convinced it wasn't worth it. That's why you left. Listen, At the time one makes a decision, one believes that that decision is correct. And it is, because if it wasn't correct, you wouldn't have made that decision. So you had reasons to make that decision, good reasons. Now that the time has passed and you forget all those reasons, you're not focused on it, you say, oh, maybe I made a mistake. No, you didn't. Those reasons still exist. Huh? If later on, after you make a decision, some new information comes about something you made a decision, so, oh, I should have made it differently. Well, that decision, that information at the time you were making the decision was not available. So you couldn't be knowing what you know now then. So you can't expect to have made the decision you would have made today then, because in this case especially, neither he was the right guy then, that's why you left him, nor he's the right guy now, because obviously he didn't marry you. That means he's not the right guy. He deserves the bimbo he's got. And that's what you should focus on, nothing else. All right. Zadziki says, Zedkil, of course, says 27 male Sweden. Thank you for that. Meran, do you miss and think about your first love too? Does it ever stop? First love. Who was my first love? I guess that answers your question. Who was my first love? I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember. I don't even think of her anymore. A long time ago. You know, later on, different times, different happenings, and when you think about the first love, it's so long past and you don't have much interaction with her at all. Even then, it means nothing. But at the time, it's so important. But later on, it's not. And everything is like that. At the time, it's so important. But later on, it's like, I don't know, it's like a clump of sugar that wind and rain just fluffs it away, dries it, and then wind takes it away. There's nothing left of it. You don't even remember if there was any sugar lump there at all, sugar cube there at all. So don't worry about it. But there is one that I do remember, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's not in my mind. But when I want to think about experiences and past loves, if I want to, then I go hunt for it in my mind. But I don't do that. There's no reason. I'm doing stuff. I'm happy with my life. Why should I be thinking about the past? A past relationship that at one time it was great, and it was for what it was, and the duration of it has passed. We learned things from it. We've gone on and other relationships and so on. What's the reason to think about that? What for? You know? You've seen a movie, even the movie, after like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, you say, okay, I had enough of this. I can't watch this thing anymore. The girlfriend stuff, you've thought about them so many times in your mind during the first year or two. Then after that, once in a while, if it happens to come across something that reminds you of, okay, great. But you don't sit down and think about it. What for? And you're still not over her? I mean, honestly, I'm going to get this thing and really throw it now. I'm going to be good at throwing these, like javelin, because there's no flights. I can't come over them, beat you on the head. Zakil, you still thinking about her? God damn it. And you're in Netherlands, the land of beautiful women? All right. Yeah, I know. You become a lunatic when you're naturally, because the whole environment of shower, it associates itself with intimacy and romantic and whatever, place where you probably experienced with your girlfriend. And so that's what it does. And usually that's what happens to everybody, whether they're thinking about their ex or not. They're taking a shower, so everything has a sexual connotation. So it can have those kind of moments of excitement, or having a conversation with yourself or with her, and you feel like a lunatic, but it's therapeutical, so don't worry about it. Go crazy, carry on. MJ says, hi, I'm male, 35, New York. I ran into my ex-girlfriend and her new fiance. Ever since, I keep imagining her having an awesome sex with this new guy, and I am getting so jealous. How do I stop ruminating this? Well, in fact, you've got nothing to worry about, because why would you want to have sex with someone who wants to have sex with another guy? She wants to have sex with that guy, so why would you think she's qualified that you would want her? Her choice is somebody else. Why would you want to be with someone whose her choice is somebody else? That should disqualify her. You want a girl who wants to be with you, not a girl who's with somebody else. If a girl wants to be with somebody else, that disqualifies her, because you are much better than that other guy that she has chosen, which means she's not up to your standards, therefore she's not qualified. That's how you think. Not that, oh, that guy's better than me because she's with him. Who died and left her in charge to give credits and kudos and affirmations that her choices make someone better, and not choosing someone else makes that person less? Who died and left her in charge? Your own brain, which obviously is out of whack right now. Why? Because you're just, you're not thinking with here, you're thinking with somewhere else. So if you understand that, then you understand that you should set standards, and there should be standards. And one standard is, the girl who's not with me, the girl who's with somebody else, is not a girl that is qualified to be with me and does not meet my standards. That's how you roll. Now, Laura says, I don't want to be rude, but what I see from the questions some people are asking, I think that many people here aren't on mental level to understand your knowledge. Okay. So thank you. I guess it's a compliment to me. Thank you. I appreciate that, Laura. You're very kind. And on deeper levels, you guys can always go to my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and click on Skype and make an appointment with me. And I'll be more than happy to discuss on matters of deeper topics. And of course, these live streams are for everyone's benefit. So I comply with every question that comes along, and I try to make an input, an impact on the question. Mas Aqua Daffodil says, what is HOCD? Well, you go to on my channel and click on HOCD. You will see what it is and discussions. It's a thought-based disorder, suffering that attacks heterosexuals with thought of being a homosexual, which is all rubbish and baseless. But that's when the thought has lost its proper signaling system, and when the orbital frontal cortex sends a question or a topic or suggestion that is irrelevant to you, and usually caudate nucleus in the center of the brain, which responds to it automatically, knowing about your gender and your program and your inclination already inwardly, and shuts down that nonsense or that irrelevant suggestion or thought that it was posed by the frontal cortex. But when caudate nucleus is not working properly, and it's got a glitch, and it's not automatically reacting to undesirable, unwanted, unrelated, meaningless questions to your gender, then the thoughts keep continuing, ruminating, and the person, not knowing that one is not thought, and thought is not the one, and the brain is not the one, and one is not the brain, may get fooled and think and pay attention to the thought which would be annoying and uncomfortable until they learn and figure out what's going on, that these are thoughts, and never describes them in any shape or form. And then we have discussions on that. That's what that topic is all about. And Jeffrey says, hi Mehran, the man Jeff Mail. Oh, hi Mehran, the man. Okay. Jeff Mail, 32, Toronto. How you doing, Jeff? Good to see you here. What do you think of twitching eyelids? Well, nothing. It happens to every one of us. And sometimes you're nervous, sometimes you're pissed off, sometimes you haven't had enough sleep, sometimes you're stressed, sometimes you just don't like the assholes who are disrespectful and are arrogant, and they don't deserve to be at all, but you feel like they're just idiots, but you get offended, and these sort of things may affect and certain kind of a muscle spasm. And if there's any other reason, then you can ask your doctor, because I'm not a doctor, but that's what, as much as I know, it could have other reasons, but most often that's what it is. And Lazar says, Dubai time 2 a.m. Good night. Talk to you soon. Thanks for everything. You're quite welcome, Lazar. And thank you for your support and your attention. And I'm delighted that you're enjoying the channel. And thank you for participating. And have a wonderful evening and enjoy every day of your life. That's the only thing we got to be focused on. Jeffrey says, coming up on the first anniversary of my birthday. Oh, come on now, Jeffrey. You deserve a real nice welcoming gesture from my little friend. Because you're not supposed to be thinking about anniversary of the breakup. What the hell is that? It should not even be in your mind by this time. February 2021 is the anniversary of the discovering Mind Seeks Truth. Ah, okay, that good. That is good anniversary. I go for that. Jeffrey says, I find I'm worried I will end up with a woman who will harass me like my ex. Well, you have a propensity to accept that? You want to be abused by women? So make your decisions correctly. Be mindful of when you choose a woman, and don't choose her because she's offering you some intimacy. And if that is the first and foremost on your mind, then you can be attracted to that, and then eventually you'll find out you got a lot more than you bargained for, because the person who's offering you all that intimacy is a woman that actually has got lots of problems in her head and her behavior, and compatibility is not there. And that is what you should be thinking about before you actually commit to that relationship. Remember that. And says, any strategies on how to kick this once bitten, twice shy syndrome? Well, I just explained. You have to be very protective of yourself and have standards, and say, if she's meeting all these standards, oh, one of them she meets, she's pretty and she's sexy, and okay, but what about the rest? Because you want a package. If you don't have a package, you will fall in the same hole. If you do have a package, then you'll say, okay, with this package, with this deficiencies, I can only go this far. Maybe I'll have intimacy, but I won't have a relationship. And you make that clear to her. Don't trick her. Say, listen, this is what's happening. It's so different between us, but that's how far I can go. And you know it yourself, that you don't allow that intimacy make you be convinced that because of getting that, you're willing to put up with all the other shortcomings and so on, to the point that what you were getting at is not as attractive anymore because you got used to it, but then now you can't tolerate the stuff that you put up with it in order to get the intimacy, and then you're lost and the same cycle starts. So stick to your grounds, stick to your standards, and watch for what you need to be watching for. And Jeffrey says, have you seen any Robert Altman films, Mehran? I don't know who he is. No, I haven't. Emmanuel says, last week I think you said that pretty much everybody deals with HOCD to different degrees. Is that really so? Is HOCD that common? Yeah, it's very common. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know what's happening in the world. I don't know if it's 5G or if it's something else, some shit in the, I don't know, whatever it is that people eat. But I have explained in one of the videos, one of the main reasons for this HOCD being so apparent a lot more than years ago is because there's so much irrelevant information to many, while it's relevant to some, but it's irrelevant to many, is floating all throughout the net and the public knowledge, and things that are not really of interest to everyone is out there and being force-fed to everyone to know about it. You know, the male body has now been objectified, is being on billboard to sell products to women, and the muscle and everything has a sexual connotation, and then people's personal lifestyle is on TV, on news, is in public domain, is discussed about it, talked about it. Different lifestyles are constantly on the news and talked about it for different reasons and purposes that I don't know what they are, rather than leaving it to be private for each person's their personal preferences. Yet it is exposed and introduced to all kinds of wavelengths, and the brain getting all kinds of information from all tangents and all things in this world, including all these lifestyles and differences in gender and so on and so forth. Then of course the brain is a thought manufacturing entity, and it keeps all these information that finds its way to its memories, consciousness, and feeds itself and turns them into thoughts. And these thoughts take shapes and constantly, continuously go on as these discussions continuously expands. And then the attention of the heterosexual male becomes onto something that he doesn't like to be, and he's actually weary about it. And that attention creates these thoughts to constantly appear and turns it into a suffering. And there we go. We've got HOCD. That's why it's, in my opinion, it's so much of it nowadays than the old times, which when everything was private for people at their own discretion, and it wasn't so publicly promoted or discussed. There's no privacy for people, no matter what their gender is. There's too much discussion about everyone's sexual inclinations, heterosexual, non-heterosexuals, whatever. It's just too much discussion about it, and all that brings about extra production of thoughts, which occupies the brain, and then negative mind grabs onto it and creates havoc and concerns and attentions and the rest of it. A disorder, a suffering. All right. Jeffrey says, okay. Jeffrey says, oh no, ugly stick. Run for the hills, goddammit. Stop talking like that. Constantly thinking about the X. The X is X. There's a reason there's an X. X. X means no longer. He says, I'm not even interested in a relationship right now. I find coronavirus has somewhat helped spur me to this realization. Though, if a cute gal finds her way into my orbit, I won't be against it. Who would? And you should always check your orbits. You never know what's on the corner. Jeffrey says, if you attach to a thought, attach to a thought, are you in the wrong? Depends if thought is your thought or it's a thought that is not your thought. Because only thought that is yours is a thought that you purposely go into your consciousness, pick up certain material and information in order to calculate something, to modify something, to figure out something, to produce something, design something, calculate something, learn something, accomplish something. These are your thoughts, purposely. But the thoughts that appear in your head, there are 80, 90,000 of them a day. It's nothing to do with you. You don't attach to that. Because then that, you fall for that rabbit hole, and you think there's a mandate to it, there's a meaning to it because it's there, so that must be me. No, you're not thoughts. Thoughts is not you. You're not the brain. The brain is not you. And you can watch my videos on the playlist, Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts, and you can have the links of Dr. Schwartz and other scientists that talk about the neuroscience of habits and the role of the orbital frontal cortex and the caudate nucleus and all these habit center, reward center, and the all of it are on the same circle, and they connect each other, they affect each other. And if you watch that study that was done with Professor Gable, I believe, and her student at MIT, they did a very interesting study that Dr. Schwartz uses in his presentation, which I've also used it in my discussions to help you to see the science end of it. Then you will be pleased to learn this information, that how the brain can malfunction in the signaling system and make you think that what thought has showed up is actually you. If you're naive and weak-minded and don't know the information that thought is not you and you're not thoughts, brain is not you, you're not the brain, you may actually fall victim to believe that the shit that is constantly showing up in there, you entertain it and you go with it, you believe it, and then you start thinking that you're not who you are. Be careful now. All right. The Heart with Eyes says, would you suggest the ex will never look back and regret? Would I suggest the ex will never look back and regret? I don't have such suggestion. I don't know who the exes are. Different exes, different behavior. They may regret right away, the next day, 2 years later, a month later, never. Who cares? You should not care if they look back or they don't look back. You should only care about what it is that you should now do to go forward. You're here for a purpose. If that horse wasn't running alongside of you to pull this wagon called life, and you being the horse that is pulling and she on your side, I don't know, I forgot what your gender is, so whatever, you're on your side. If you guys are running and you are connected to the wagon being life, you being the human being, and the connection is by chain, not solid boards, by chain, meaning as long as you're running fast, the wagon life is coming behind you. But as long as you're running fast, you're safe. But as soon as there is a stumbling block or a fence or obstacle in front of you and you don't jump over it and you stop, the wagon is going to crush right into your back of the horse, because it's only connected with chain. So you cannot afford to stop. You got to jump over the fences, jump over the obstacles. If the X is the obstacle, you can't stop your life. Life is going to crush you because you're going to be disoriented, not focused on what it is that you're going to be accomplishing, and you lose all opportunities, and life is going to come right at your back. There's an obstacle, the breakup, jump over it. Keep going. Otherwise, you're going to be shit all over by life. And in the meantime, you're thinking, oh, but she left me, or he left you, whatever your situation is. That's no excuse. Life is going to shit all over you. So protect yourself and run. Violette says, hi, my boyfriend said his ex cheated on him. That's why he accused me of cheating. I don't cheat. After dating some time, I feel like he was the one who cheated on his ex, but how do I find out other than trusting his words? And he's accusing me not because of trauma, but because he's actually the one who is a cheater. I didn't catch him, but he lies so much. Help, female US 28. And she says, it's like showing the other person what you're doing and accusing the other person. No, I can't ask his friends if he cheated because they are all one team. I think I have relationship OCD, that I have to find out everything and find out the truth. Is it true if you love someone, you should not try to so hard, because if he is meant to cheat, how will I cheat? Even he will cheat eventually. I think you're just uncomfortable. There's no trust. Trust have been constructed in that relationship, whether you have OCD or not. If you have OCD of wanting to know everything, well, give it up. But if you don't trust him and you think he's cheating on you, tell him, listen, sit down here and be quiet. Stop accusing me of cheating. And the fact that that other bitch cheated on you, I don't care. I'm not her. So you stop talking to me like that. You stop accusing me of that. Stop putting that in my mind. That's going to affect my self-esteem and my confidence level. And I don't want you to continue doing that. Second, you prove to me that you're not cheating. Otherwise, I'm going to leave. And then, bloody hell, leave. Have respect for yourself. If you don't trust him and he's not willing to work with you and make this trust issue to go away, and you're uncomfortable, what are you hanging in there for? If you think his friends are all a team and working all like that, then just move on to another until he comes clean and tells you, and somehow you two come to an understanding that you both have to comply to certain rules and standards, and then fine. Otherwise, what's the use of sitting there thinking about it and never getting anywhere? Discuss it with him and take action accordingly. So Tziki says, haha, Mehran, I'm sorry, please, not the ugly stick. Well, the ugly stick is coming. I'm going to learn how to throw a javelin from here to Sweden, goddammit. You better get your act together. And and sending heart and all that does not do it. You're still going to get it. And thanks for answering my question. You're quite welcome. All right, guys, listen. I've answered all the questions, and it seems to me it's now, wow, 2 hours and 19 minutes. That wasn't in the works. It was supposed to be 1 hour. Now, remember, you're supposed to promote this channel. You're supposed to promote the live talks for every Saturday, 1 o'clock, if I can help it. Sometimes I may change it, but for most part, that little video that I put in there as a promotion for the Saturday live streams, find it, promote it in your social media, and make sure you make a note every Saturday, 1 o'clock. Don't tell me you forgot. And be here, and then bring your friends as well. Zax, where have you been? It's the end of it, goddammit. You're late. Good to see you. And I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I hope to see you next week. And in the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Soon. Not soon. I'll talk to you soon. What's wrong with my tongue? Tongue twist. Bye for now.